Hi everyone, in today's tutorial I'll show you how to transform a black and white image into a colorful piece of art. The product that I'll be using is called Rainbow Scratch and Color. It has a rainbow base and a black top. Remove the black top with a laser reveals the vibrant rainbow colors below. So let me show you how it's done. So I have the Xtool Creative Space software open, and I'm going to bring in the image that I'll be working with today. So click on Image, go to the folder where your images are, and then click Open. Now this image is just very plain. It's black and white. It measures 3 inches by 4 inches. It's 300 dpi, and it's a PNG image. So this is going to be quite easy to work with. I'm not going to make any changes to the sharpness or the grayscale, but I am going to change the size. So my picture frame is 5 by 7, so I'm going to need to increase this size. So if I go up to size, I've got the lock on. If I change the 3 to 5, you can see I come up a little bit short in the height. So I'm going to unlock it and just change this to 7. Click on the lock. Now it did stretch the image a little bit, but in this case I think that's acceptable. So I'm just going to leave that as is. So now that we've got that done, now we need to consider how this is going to look on that paper. Now the way this paper works, it is a rainbow underneath and it has a black coating on top. So if I was to send this off for processing at this point, the software would remove anything that is black. So if you look inside the mouth here, the black layer of the paper would be removed and that would look rainbow underneath. Now if you want that, that's great. If you want that to remain black, which I do, I need to invert the image. So to do that, I'll go over to Invert, click on that toggle, and now it looks a little strange, but it's just more of a negative. So what happens now is the software sees this and says, all right, anything that is white, I'm not going to remove from the paper. So that will remain black on the paper, but anything is black is going to remove and reveal that rainbow effect underneath. May sound a little bit confusing, but once the project is finished and I show it to you, you'll have a much better understanding. So let's move on to the next step. Alright, so I have turned my M1 on. Now I have the 10-watt laser diode. That's what I'll be using for this project. And let me just move this image out of this shot here for just a second. So what I have done is I've taken just a 3mm piece of basswood and I've secured the rainbow paper just using a low-tack tape to that board. You want something that is flat, and you definitely want the paper secured to the wood or some other similar type of material, because I will be using the air assist and I don't want this blowing all over the place. So that's kind of the setup that I have, and you can see I've used the honeycomb and the material pins to secure the wood. So that's all good to go. So let me bring the image here, and I'm just going to place that on here, but I need to do a few other things. I need to choose my material. So under material, I'm going to choose craft paper. Then I'm going to do the auto measure. And let this just takes a couple of seconds. And so this is the camera just taking a snapshot of it, and it's figuring out the distance between the laser and the top of the material. Now I can place this exactly where I want it. So it fits on here pretty good, just like that. Then I need to go ahead and choose the parameters for this project. So under power, I've done a few tests, and I encourage you to do some tests also, but I'm going to choose 25, and then for the speed, I'm going to reduce that to 200, leave it at 1 pass. Under bitmap mode, I'm going to change that to Jarvis. Lines per centimeter 100. Engraving mode is bidirectional, and everything else looks good. Then you can go ahead and frame your project, and then I'll send it off for processing. So this project took 32 minutes and 10 seconds to complete. So let's take a closer look. Here's a quick look at the project on the laser. Lighting is not that great, so let's take a closer look at it in a frame. Doesn't that look great? All those vibrant rainbow colors. If you're interested in the image that I used today, it is available on my Etsy store. I'll put a link in the description box below. It does come as a collection of 6, and you can try different ways of processing these. You can do it with the image as is, or you could invert it, and they will give you lots of different looks. So this concludes today's video tutorial. I hope that you found it informative. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope that you choose to do so. And until next time, happy crafting!